Thank you. I welcome the opportunity to take part in today's debate. I would like to take the opportunity to offer my sincere condolences to the family and friends of those who have lost their lives due to the COVID during the past week, and to also offer my best wishes to those who continue to fight this terrible disease, whether they're in hospital or isolating at home. It is clear that we are winning this particular battle, but we must not become complacent. I would urge the public, particularly those of our younger generation, to continue to follow the guidelines as laid out by our Chief Medical Officer. I would also appeal to our younger generation to consider that it's the elderly that are more vulnerable to this virus, and that includes their grandparents and their own parents. So while they may feel that the virus won't affect them, they must consider the health and safety of their grandparents and parents. I have no doubt that everybody in the Dáil will agree with me when I say that the current crisis facing people of Ireland is both unprecedented and could not have been forecast. We are in the midst of a crisis brought by the COVID, and every single business and workers in the country has been affected in some form or another. To make matters worse, we have a no-deal Brexit coming down the tracks. With regards to today's vote, it is vital that this House supports all additional funding for the business sector as detailed today. In fact, I would go further and state that we should be looking at actual increase in the funding. We are in unprecedented times and the call for unprecedented actions. During the last banking crisis, austerity was the approach taken. While I was a member of that government and voted in line with the government policies at the time, it is clear in hindsight that this approach was wrong and inflicted far too much pain on the working people of Ireland. We must never go back to austerity measures, and I would ask the incoming government to put on a record that austerity measures will not form any part of the rescue plan for this economy. 250 million of today's budget that we are voting on today relates to business restart grants. While I welcome this, it does not go far enough. The business sector has suffered greatly since the lockdown. They must be fully supported while they reopen and given as much financial support as required. We must not forget that the majority of people in this country are employed by small firms employing less than 50. These businesses are the heartbeat of the economy. They are the businesses that need our full support. I have spoken with many business owners in my hometown of Dundalk and the surrounding areas. Many of these employers employ less than 15 workers. They have used their resources, which many have built up over a number of years, to keep their business afloat during the crisis. They have used everything they have earned over the last number of years to ensure that these jobs will still be there when they reopen. In one particular case, a family-run business, which employs 16 local people, took out a credit union loan to ensure that the employees continued to be paid during the lockdown. Now, I would like to state that the government support put in place was a great source of help to this business and indeed to many other businesses around the country. If we had taken the same approach now as we did in the last crisis, then businesses like these would simply not have survived. The lesson learned, in my opinion, that we must throw the rule book out. We must think outside the box. The European Central Bank have made money available at zero interest rate and are quite clear that this money is available to Ireland. Both Germany and France have taken the decision to support this stimulus. We must take advantage of this and borrow this money. Now is the time to keep the economy stimulated, and in this regard I would appeal to the government to be bold and adventurous with their July stimulus package. This package must be generous and target the sections of the economy that will drive growth. We must get our tourism sector back up and running. With regard to the tourist numbers for this year, we must assume that it's going to be a disaster with regards to foreign visitors. This is an ideal time to support our tourist sector and strongly encourage people to holiday in Ireland this year and indeed next year. When I look at my own constituency of Louth and East Meath, I know we have some of the best tourist areas in the country. Areas like the Cooley Peninsula and the Boyne Valley are some of the tourist finest in the country. We need to support our own economy, and one of the best ways of supporting the tourist sector is to holiday in Ireland. We need also to support our local restaurants, bars and coffee shops. In Dundalk, it was great to see many of the restaurants, bars and coffee shops preparing to reopen this week, and I know it was the same for other parts of the county like Drogheda, Ardee, Dunleer and Carlingford. With regards to the 250 million set aside for business start-up grants, I would like to state that in my opinion is not enough. Businesses need help to make sure that the premises are safe for both customers and staff. I say this because while we are dealing with the COVID-19 at the present time, it is becoming quite clear that this pandemic may not only be the start of a cycle. The new reality is that we could have to face a different COVID virus next year and in future years. So we must put measures in place that limits the effect of these viruses. We must plan for a new reality. I have spoken with a lot of business owners, and at one point they all make is that they need support and advice on how to make their premises safe for staff and customers. They not only need financial support for this, but they also need guidelines. I know there are many innovative companies offering solutions to make business premises COVID safe, and we must help and support these businesses. I know one of the local businesses who has come up with a very innovative solution using a traditional process. This business can cover door handles and other areas that are in contact with staff and customers with copper. COVID or other viruses cannot live on copper, so therefore cannot be spread on these surfaces. This is one of many innovative ways that businesses could be supported in making their premises safe, not only for the current COVID, but any future COVIDs. The business start-up grants should be utilised to make businesses safe and future-proof them for any new virus that may appear over the coming years. To conclude, Ciarán, while I fully support the increased allocation that we are voting on today, it is my opinion that we don't go far enough. We must not hold back at this crucial point. We must bow now when we have the opportunity and support our economy. We cannot go back to the austerity years when many businesses went to the wall because of the policies that we pursued at the time. Now is the time to keep the economy safe and support as it recovers from COVID. If we don't have a strong economic government, we will be in a position to carry out many promises made in the programme for government. I would urge the government once more to confirm to the people of Ireland that austerity is not an option being considered at this time. This country could not stomach another period of austerity. As I stated already, we must think outside the box. Coming from a business background, I know what it's like to think outside the box when times are tough. I was once one of those small businesses and employed upwards of 15 people at any one time. I know what it's like to ensure that all staff are paid every week, that all suppliers are paid on time, and believe me, when running your own business, you need to think outside the box on occasions. So finally, Ciarán, I will finish by asking the government to consider all stimulus measures when supporting our economy, and not to forget that the vast majority of workers in the country are employed by SMEs, and it is these businesses that needs our support. Tánaiste, I wish you the best in your new role. I look forward to your replies. Go my God.